has sprung. Like, the tulips are out, the blossom trees are out, and it just looks really nice. I've also got my tulips here. Please excuse washing in the background. Today I have a day off work. I've got 2 days off work and today is Thursday. So what I wanted to do was go into London, just do a trip around some bookstores. So I want to go to Dawn Books and Hatchards because I've never been there before. And yeah, just wander around and just enjoy the sunny weather. We've had 2 days worth of sun and it just feels really nice as opposed to the rain that we usually have. But yeah, I wanted to turn on the vlog camera and yeah, quickly film an intro, but I'm running super late. It is around 11 now, and I wanted to be in London for 11 and I'm currently still at home. So I need to quickly pack my bag, grab a coat because it's only spring, guys. Don't want to get ahead of myself. But it's also hay fever season, which my eyes are like really suffering from. I just wanted to bring you guys along and hopefully we can have a nice, wholesome, fun day together. I'm also wearing this dress from Nobody's Child, which is really nice. I don't think you guys will be able to see it. But it's got like full-length sleeves, so it's quite nice for this season. But the buttons keep popping off, so I've had to do a bit of a DIY job and safety pin them on. You can probably see the safety pin here, but yeah, I can't find my sewing kit to hand, so I'm just doing a DIY job and sticking it back to the dress. And let's just hope that no more pop off, because I've had about 3 pop offs so far. But yeah, let's get going. out shining bright, which is really nice. I thought today's temperature would be, or like the sun just wouldn't be out, but it is, which is really nice. But yeah, I thought I'll give you a bit of a debrief on what happened yesterday, because I basically had a solo date. This morning has been really nice. Both me and my husband are off today, so we went for a nice little breakfast at our favourite like kitchen and bar grill place. Kind of overlooks the hills, which is really nice. And then we are going to go watch Project Hail Mary in the afternoon, which we're both really excited for. I haven't read the book, but I have heard that it is like a 5-star read for some people. I've made myself a matcha. This is probably the first matcha for the season, and today is spring equinox, which is just really fitting because we're out of the seasonal depression now and we are into spring equinox. Spring has sprung. All of my tulips in the garden have come up, which is really fulfilling, because when I was putting them in I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen here, but yeah, they've come up and some really nice colours have come out. So I've got like a deep hot pink colour and then some real like pale pinks. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Yesterday's debrief. So I got into London at around 12ish, I would say, and I got off at Baker Street, and then I did a walk down to Boxcar, and that was really nice. It is a really cute cafe, which my sister-in-law actually recommended me, so that was really nice. It was, because it was lunchtime, I couldn't sit in because there was just nowhere to sit, and I also felt a bit awkward in myself. I was like, oh my god, everyone's looking at me, everyone knows I'm on a solo date in London. So yeah, that was a bit nerve-wracking and a bit awkward at times. So I just got myself a nice matcha, which was really nice, and then headed down to Daunt Books, which I was so excited for, because I've heard, I hear people talk about Daunt Books. I see people walking around with the tote bags and I get really jealous, even though I've got my Trader Joe's tote bag. So walked down to Daunt Books, which was just like up the high street. Really nice sunny walk, and yeah, went to Daunt Books. It was rammed. Like, people were excusing me to get past, and yeah, it was just manic in there. And I think it's because the main bit at the back where it has the balconies, they weren't allowing people to go in there because there were talks there. So I had a quick look at what the talks are, but nothing really stood out to me. Yeah, we couldn't go down there, which was a bit annoying because I just really wanted to immerse in the whole experience. It was really nice to look around. They had like a YA section, a teen section, they had fictional hardback, they had a fiction section, and then they had a table layout which had all of the popular books, which was really nice. And I actually did pick up a book from there. I picked up this book here, which is The Wedding People. This actually wasn't on my radar. I did read the back of the book and it did entice me, so I kind of picked this up and was like, I think this is going to be the April read of the month. And what enticed me even more is that it has my niece's name in it, which is Leela, and it's literally spelt the way that her name is spelt, which is Lila, and normally people spell it with the double E instead of the I. So I saw it and was like, this is calling me, The Wedding People is calling me. Yeah, and it just seems like a really fun book. And when I was paying for it, the lady at the till said, this has been a really popular book for the summer. It's a really nice spring summer read. Once I get a chance, I am going to start this read for the month. Daunt Books was really nice. I did want to get myself a tote bag, but I kind of held back because I do have a trip coming up and I'm trying to save as much money as I can for that trip so that I can have a really nice time there. So I did hold back on the Daunt Book tote bag, which was really hard for me to do because the burgundy one was just calling me. I then headed to Hatchard's and I did the walk down. I've never been to this bookstore, and I was just so amazed by how cute it is in there. It literally feels like you're in someone's house, but it's just full of books. And the fiction section was so big, it literally wrapped around the whole of the first floor, I think it was. Literally every book A to Z of fiction was there, and it was just really nice and wholesome. And I literally spent the longest time in Hatchards. People were like coming and going, but I would say that that was the most quietest bookshop or bookstore I went into, because yeah, I was just kind of lost in just looking around, and I was just so stimulated, which was really nice. Didn't pick up anything from there. I was going to pick up Six of Crows, but I didn't, purely because I didn't want to hold it on the way home, and I managed to kind of stuff this book into my bag. But I did see a few special editions, which was really cool. I saw a Jenny Han, the Summer Return Pretty special edition, but that was like £40, which is crazy. So yeah, and then from there you just walk slightly down and you get to the Waterstones flagship store, which again was so rammed. That was really nice because they had an actual romance fiction section, which was really cool, because it was just really nice to like revisit some books that I've read before, like the Binding, the Boys of Tommen series, Magnolia Parks, and then there was a few of like Hannah Grace's ones, which was, yeah, I just get a bit like sentimental when I've read a book and then I see it and I'm like, hi, I know what's inside you. It was really nice. Again, yeah, it was so busy, so I probably didn't get the best filming footage. I don't think I got any filming footage in there. That Waterstones actually has lifts, and they're quite like Harry Potter, like old school lifts, and I think I went from like the ground floor to the first floor, but I was like, I have to go in this lift and immerse myself in the experience. But I was in that Waterstones for quite some time. And then I walked over to Covent Garden. I did so much walking yesterday. I don't even know how many steps I did. Walked over to Covent Garden. I tried to not get the tube as much as I could. Went to the London Graphic Centre, which was quite underwhelming for me. I feel like it's been really hyped up on TikTok because I am on Journal Talk at the moment. And so yeah, I had really high hopes going into it. Don't get me wrong, like stationery shops are amazing, but I was after like specific things. I was after specific stickers for my junk journal, and I just didn't find that. And I also found them quite expensive for what they were. I just quickly had a whiz round, had a bit of a nosy, and then got myself a salad and then hopped on the train back home. And I did get home at around 5:30ish, so by then I was knackered. Just ended up FaceTiming my friend and talking about life. Quite nice to be out in the sun, wandering around and just being in my own company, because that is essentially what I wanted to do, was go on a solo date, just be comfortable with being in my own company. I realised that I'm probably not the greatest at being in my own company, and I want to get better at that. So I will try to do more trips into London, probably in a bit more of a cheaper way than what I had done yesterday, because it's just so expensive in London. When you're not living in London and you go into the city, you're like, whoa, these prices are very different to where I live. I definitely want to do more of that. Probably do it in a bit more of a less rammed time. I think it was just unfortunate that I went into London at lunchtime on a work day, so there was just so many corporate office people around, and yeah, I wasn't able to sit in the coffee shop and read my book. And also I left my book at home and I left my Kindle at home, and my phone was running out of battery, so I couldn't even read on my phone, so that was just a bit of a disaster. I definitely want to do more of that. Again, it's on one of my bucket lists for the year, to just be a bit more independent and do things that I like, whether that's like going to London, grabbing a matcha, reading in the park, or whatever. Just being a bit more comfortable in myself. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself for doing that. But yes, today is the next day. It's Project Hail Mary Day, and I'm really excited to watch it. I should actually get moving because our show is in a bit. We're going to go for an afternoon show, and I want to get a bit of junk journaling like ideas down before that, and I also need to eat lunch. So I'm gonna go and get some of that done, and I will try to film as much as I can here and there, but I will catch you guys later. Hey. Hey guys, it is now the next day. We had a really nice day yesterday, so yesterday was Friday, and we managed to watch Project Hail Mary. It actually got a bit rushed when I last spoke to you guys because we got the timings of the cinema wrong, so I didn't even have any time to eat any lunch and essentially had a bag of Maltesers for lunch. But yes, I wanted to give you guys the lowdown of what I thought of the movie, and then just speak to you guys about what I got up to yesterday. So also, excuse my appearance, like my baby hairs are all growing back from this new hair growth serum that I'm using, and it's literally all of this is growing back now. So I look like a bit of a crazy lady, and I have to kind of like not slick back my baby hairs, but kind of put pomade in to keep them down because they are literally like going wild. But yes, I have another matcha. Like, you can't blame me. At the moment it is blue skies in the UK, and if you guys don't know, it has literally been raining since the new year, and it's so depresso. Yeah, as soon as sun's out, it's literally iced coffee, matcha season. So I am taking full advantage of that. Project Hail Mary review. So my verdict is, I think I give it a 3.75. And the reason why I'm giving it that is because personally, I feel like it was probably wrong time, wrong place. The movie just seemed a bit long for me, and there were some parts where I was like, we could speed this process up, and like we could cut a good half an hour, 45 minutes out of this. So that's kind of what my whole thing was. And I think wrong time, wrong place was just to do with like, I think I was getting a bit hungry. I basically ate a whole bag of Maltesers as my lunch. And so I think the movie was good, the execution was good. I liked how at the start you kind of didn't really know what was going on, but then as the movie gradually went on, it was given like the flashbacks. I haven't actually read the book. I don't know if I mentioned that in my previous clip before watching the movie, but I haven't actually read the book, but I know people have given it a 5-star, so it was a highly anticipated movie for me. I think Ryan Gosling did an amazing job, considering like most of his scenes were basically by himself. Yeah, there were times where I was like, how are we going to conclude on this situation? I don't want to like give away any spoilers just in case people are like reading the book or haven't watched the movie. There were some parts that had quite a bit of humour in, which my husband was laughing at. I don't think it was my type of movie. I don't really like space movies because I just feel like space kind of freaks me out. We then also came home, had some dinner. We basically had a Nando's fakeaway. We love having fakeaways. I had a Poppy, which if you guys don't know, Poppy has come to the UK, which I am ecstatic about, because when I went to New York this time last year, I was trying all the Poppies out and I was just obsessed. So I had a Poppy, which was great. And then we watched a Peaky Blinders movie on Netflix, and that was quite underwhelming. The actual plot, I find, was just not gripping enough. I found it was a bit slow in some parts, to the point where like I was on my phone halfway through, and I just wasn't as engaged as what I was with the TV show. And I think because the TV show probably goes into more detail, but the movie is like, I don't know, like an hour and a half long. I just kind of felt a bit underwhelmed with it. There was quite a few characters where they just were lightly touched on or didn't really go into much depth. What would I give that out of 5? I would probably give it, I think I would give it 3.5 stars, if I'm honest. I think they should just left it at the TV show. There was no reason to make a movie. Is that harsh? That's really harsh. I know there's like some super fans out there. Anyway, this morning we went to discover another coffee shop, which was really cool. I am basically on a mission. If I go to a coffee shop, I will try the banana bread. And so I tried the banana bread at this coffee shop. It was just traditional banana bread. It was nothing special. It didn't have any nuts or like chocolate chunks in there. It was just traditional banana bread with a sticky glazing on top, and the lady was kindly enough to toast it for me, which was really nice. And then I got an iced coffee because, you know, sun's out, iced coffee season, so I enjoyed that, which was really nice. We actually sat outside, which I was a bit skeptical about because if you guys don't know, I literally get cold so easily, and so yeah, we sat outside, which was quite daring. Now I just went over to see my nieces. Now I've come home and I am planning out my junk journal. So there are a few things that I have planned out. If I just tip you down a bit, yeah, there's a few things that I planned out. I've got like my intro page. I actually ordered like some sample paper, so like there's like cool things like this, and then I mean there's this like vellum paper on top, but I think what I could do is maybe just stick something on top of that because Rebecca and Simon don't need to be in my junk journal. So I've got that, and then this page will be like my vision board for 26, so I've cut out 2026, so I will stick that in the middle, so that will go in the middle, and then I just need to print out my vision board bits, and then these 2 pages will be my about me, yeah, about me, and then my ins and outs, and then I've got this calendar, which I think I showed you guys, that I will just stick with washi tape. And then this is going to be my reading journal. So I'm going to set up some bits for my reading journal, my reading pages. I'm going to crack on with this, and then I'll catch up with you guys in a sec. I have finished my spread for my junk journal. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it already, but I am junk journaling this year. And essentially what I want to do, whoa, a load of dust just came off there, but essentially what I want to do is just have this junk journal as everything being in here. So like my memories, my reading tracker, although I'll have that in my other journal. I just want something that I can be a bit creative about in this journal. The lighting is horrible. Let me move you guys here. So yeah, don't mind this in the background. I was literally just getting everything together. So yeah, I finished my reading page, which I'll show you guys. I had every intention of completing my other pages. So like what I said before, did I mention this before? Oh my god, my memory is just going a bit wild, but I want to do like a vision board page, and like an about me page, you know, just in case someone binds this journal. But this spread here is, oh my god, the lighting. This is my reading, so it's my 2026. This lighting is horrible. So this is my 2026 reading spread, and it's really cute. I love the paper, the torn paper, and the lovely little daisies. I just thought that it was quite seasonal, and I know that this is like a bit plain at the moment because, shock, I've not completed a book for the year, so I'm hoping that I can put Funny Story as my first book completed. So then essentially I'll just start to collate all of the books I've read. Fun. And I think what I might do, just depending on how quick I am at reading or how slow I am at reading, I will probably do it monthly and just kind of, literally everything is falling out where I put stuff as placeholders. Cool. Yeah, I'll probably do it monthly and add in the books. And what I do want to also do is just do like a rating. So I'll just do like 5-star, like out of 5, what my rating was for it. And I just thought it would be really cute. But oh my god, this spread took me so long. I had so much fun doing the stamps. I did kind of mess up on the 2 because I was pressing down too hard on the actual ink stamp and then pressing down too hard on these ones, but I kind of got the gist of it once it came to this side of the stamps. But yeah, my first spread, do some printing probably mid-April and start to update my spread, which is really cool. I also discovered I probably need like one of those mini guillotines to cut the paper, because I was cutting on my desk, which isn't the best thing to do, but look, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and I was like, we're just gonna have to cut on the desk. Luckily it did not leave any marks, but yeah, I think I need to get one of those guillotines so I can get nice precise lines, because these lines are a bit janky and I ended up cutting some of them. But yeah, it kind of makes it a bit thick. And then what I did was just add some washi tape down the sides just to make sure that it sticks down. But I don't even know if that was the right thing to do, but yeah. So yeah, the reading spread is done. Can't wait to collate all my mini books and add them onto there. And then I will just continue on with my normal junk journaling. It's just a way of kind of keeping a bit more creative and just being a bit more arts and crafty. Yeah, I just wanted to do that. I see loads of people on TikTok and on YouTube junk journaling, and it just seemed like a really fun creative thing to do to get my mind going. And it's also a really good like audiobook thing, or like if you're watching something. I don't know about watching though, because you've really got to concentrate on like what you're doing, so it's a bit like of a multitasker situation. So yeah, like music or audiobook is a really good thing to do whilst you're junk journaling, so highly recommend doing that. I need to think about some cool ideas to do for my February spread. I have this wrapping paper that I saved from Christmas. I think I've probably shown you guys this before, but this is just screaming like February Valentine's to me, so I want to be able to use this, but I don't really know how. And yet I need to do some like Pinterest inspiration stuff, because it is, I just don't have any inspiration, obviously, because I've not done this before. So yeah, need to collect some inspiration, and I need to print some pictures off. I have really good pictures from February, so I will add that in. It is around 4 o'clock now, so I want to be able to have an early dinner. Tonight is chicken tikka masala, and I'm also going to attempt to make homemade garlic naan. Wish me luck, guys. Me and my husband are making it together. I always feel a bit more comfortable making it together with him when I'm making something a bit new. So yeah, we are going to be exploring with that. It should be relatively straightforward, as in the curry, but the naan might use a bit of brain power. So I'm going to go and crack on with that, and I will catch up with you guys in a bit. The lighting is awful in here because the sun is setting, because it's around, because how many times am I going to say because? It is around 4 o'clock, but I wanted to show you my babies. I planted some tulips, which if you guys have watched my other videos, you've probably seen the gradual growth of them, but I think that was back in February when I last showed them. And they have bloomed, and honestly, it's given enchanted garden vibes. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I'm really proud of myself. I did last year plant some in the front, but I literally just planted 4. I didn't realise that you had to do clusters, so I literally just planted 4, and they were just, their lifetime was just over so quickly, and I just didn't get to enjoy it. So when I bought my bulbs for this spring, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy more, and I'm going to plant them a bit like strategically. So they've like finally come up. I will give you guys a quick show, but they have kind of closed up because the sun has gone in. So yeah, they open up in the afternoon, the morning, afternoon, and then they close up during this time. But I'll just give you a quick peek and show you guys the array of colours that we have, because it is really nice and just brings a bit of colour to the garden. Today was a really nice day in terms of like a sitting outside iced coffee kind of vibe, but we don't have any outdoor seating just yet. So we are on the hunt of sorry, that was my clothes in the background. We are on the hunt of trying to find good seating. So I think I've found decent ones, but our patio is quite small, so we just need to make sure that it fits on the patio, and like not half the chairs are on the grass. So yeah, I just need to check that out to see if that's all okay. And yeah, I'm hoping that eventually when it becomes more sunnier and warmer, that we can have some like breakfasts outside, or like some lunches outside, or barbecues where we actually have seating. But yeah, I think it will be really nice to get some before like stuff starts to sell out. The ones that I'm after are actually on pre-order and don't come till mid-April. But I think that hoping, you never know with British weather, but I'm hoping that mid-April time will be good, like outdoor seating time. So yeah, I just need to finalise that and then I can order it. But yes, let me show you my bulbs. yeah, those were my spring bulbs, which I'm really proud about. It just kind of makes the garden just feel a bit more cozier and warmer. And yeah, it just makes it feel more of like a house, a nice cozy house, rather than what we had previously before, where it was just grass. There was nothing else to it. So, but I really like the array of colours. I tried to go for like hot pinks, purples and pale pinks as well, just to kind of make it colourful. I know I am really guilty of this, but some people tend to just go for like the green and whites, which I think when I first moved in, I was like, I don't want any colour other than green and white. But I think the colour really just contributes to the aesthetics, and the look I'm really going for is like kind of cottage vibes. I think that's what most people go for, to be honest, but yeah, like farmhouse cottage vibes. So I am learning, and I'm still kind of like getting over the whole creepy crawly situation, because I just hate insects, and especially in like new builds you get so many just wild like insects, and the spiders are huge here, guys. Like obviously because this was like a meadow before or something, so there's just some creepy crawlies. When a couple of, I think it was like the year that we got married, we had to do a lot of de-weeding at the front, because I was just so busy with the wedding, I just never got a chance to weed the front. So when we got married and my husband moved in, we did that. And I kid you not, guys, there was a toad or frog, I don't even know, maybe a frog, in the front garden, and it literally freaked the out of me. And I've just been traumatized ever since. But I need to rake the leaves in the front. I need to de-weed, and like our hyacinths have come through, but where it's been raining, they've just been kind of like drooping down. So they don't really look nice, if I'm honest. But the tulips are coming up. I can see some of the buds coming up at the front. So hopefully if I do a bit of de-weeding, it will look really nice. But yeah, I am learning. I need to get some more plants for the back, but I need to do a bit of planning on how I want it to look and what type of plants I need, because I do want to get some perennials, and I just want to get some that come up for the summer. I need to do a bit of planning on that. And also, like, plants are so expensive, so yeah, I need to space out the money, because we're obviously getting our media wall done soon, which is very exciting. We are in the middle of buying our electric stove. We're looking at the cabinets for the shelves. All is hopefully ready to go. We did have a pause on painting our master bedroom. In the previous vlog, I showed you guys what colours we were going for, and we are still going to do that. We're just probably not going to do it in the springtime, probably more midsummer time, just because we want to make sure that we've got everything that we need for the media wall, and just to spread cost out, really, to be quite transparent. We were actually meant to do it this weekend, which is why I've had like the extra days off, but I kind of wanted to just chill out and have some time off work, which has been really nice and wholesome. But I've just put a pause on it, just so we can just make sure that we have all our energy focusing on media wall. When we're ready, we're pretty much ready to go with what we want to do in the master bedroom. So all it is kind of ordering the panels and ordering the paint, and then we're ready to go because we've planned it all out already. Anyway, I've been yapping so much. My husband is going to be back from the gym, and I've meant to be marinating the chicken for the chicken tikka masala paste. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Can't believe that it is nearly the end of the weekend already, but we've been so spoilt with sunshine from Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday has been sunny all day, and I think the rain is probably going to return next week. So yeah, a bit depressing, but also excuse my appearance. I just come back from a reformer Pilates class, which was actually really hard. I took all of the challenges that the instructor was giving. So in my gym where they do reformer Pilates, it's just like all levels. So they start off with like the basic and then they layer and layer and layer. So now that I've gone to a few classes, I figured out what instructors I like. I am trying my hardest to take the challenging layers and just really push my body and challenging myself. Was majorly sweating in this session, like my hair is just like crazy. But yeah, it was a really good workout. I haven't gone reformer this whole week, so it's good to get back into it. I also want to get back into running now that the sun is out. Also try and do some strength training sessions as well. But yes, it will all come in due time. But yeah, we have done a bit of gardening today. My husband has done some of the, well, not some, that would look very weird if he'd done some of the grass cutting, but yeah, he's mowed the lawn, which makes it look really nice and fresh, and the spring bulbs are fully bulbing right now, which is really nice. I was going to do the front garden, but I really can't be asked. I've got some ironing to do, and I need to eat some lunch because tonight we are having pizza party around my mum and dad's house, and I'm bringing the salad and garlic bread, so I need to get cracking on with that. I think I'm gonna end it off here. I hope you guys had a lovely time coming along with me on my long weekend. It's been really good. I feel like it's been kind of like a mismatch of different adventures that I've been on, but yes, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.